Good morning and welcome to day 4, week 8 of Urban A Go-Go, the destruction derby for middle-aged men, which is what it feels like this morning. So that run was a minute hard running, a minute recovery, which I took to mean run, jog, so that's for 10 minutes. Next week it's for 12 and 0.94 miles, which cross country, if I was to, so it's like 10.15, 10.30 minutes per mile on rough ground, and it's been raining and stuff, so I take that as a positive sign and pretty much some improvement. So yeah, that's that done. Should have been done yesterday, and that's when Harlequin did it. There'll be footage, sort of post-run footage, tacked on to the end of this particular video. So it's a very packed day today, and hopefully we'll have an interesting story for you about it tomorrow. Yeah. So it's kind of that misty rain. It's been raining for weeks now. Haven't had any good weather, which is restricting my route for wandering about in the woodlands somewhat. So yeah, things. This bit of canal that we're walking on is actually part of the Oldham Way, and in just a little over 2 weeks there will be an adventure video. Probably things like cut and uncut version, because we're going to be walking for like 2 days through some pretty amazing scenery, which will require some heavy duty prep of the camera and stuff like that, charging up all the batteries, making sure I got spare cards to hand and all that sort of gubbins. So years. So yeah, apart from that, I'm enjoying that complete mind blank that you get after you've run, which I think is why runners like it. The dopamine, it gives you just about enough energy to walk home on wobbly legs. But that's the only thing that's wobbly, you know. Yeah, I was breathing hard, but not like as hard as I would have been 6 weeks ago. So such is life. So far, I completely approve of the army training regime. I'm still at 94-ish kilos, so I haven't put on any weight, and I have had a few splurges in the intervening time. So we'll see what happens on Sunday rather. I'll try, because I've got a little bit more time, I'll give it a shot at doing a really long run. So years, it's all good. Yeah. And I'm really feeling it about the whole discomfort thing. I know it's such a weak word. You know, the whole fear of discomfort and psychological resistance that a lot of people have in pushing themselves. And I get it. You know, your body's doing its very best to keep you sat down, you know, and not burning any of the calories that it's put a lot of effort into getting into you. And if they were good calories, you know, and if you wanted to be a couch potato, you'd probably have to eat under 1,200 calories a day, which is ironically probably about what refugees get in their packs. But they'd be 1,200 crappy calories a day. That's the thing. It wouldn't be like good, balanced, you know, carbohydrates, you know, decent fats, proteins and stuff like that. It wouldn't be balanced out. But you also wouldn't really have any muscle tone. Yeah, you could weigh yourself every so often and you'd be thinner than other people. You'd have like zero muscle tone. If you ever called on your body to do anything, it'd crap out on you. You know, I mean, even some of the people that you see with gym bodies don't have any aerobic ability or any experience of walking long distances with gear. You know, they just don't have it. And I've seen it in action. I've seen people with perfect gym bodies be beaten in a foot race by me about 5 years ago. You know, a massively overweight smoker. But that's because I'd practiced running. It's pretty interesting. You know, you've got to, before you set out to do fitness of any kind, you've really got to think about what it is you want to be capable of doing. You know, I want to be able to move gear, cover long distances, and generally sort myself out in an emergency, because I can see those things as being useful. But hey ho. And then there's the resistance thing. I mean, that's your fear of discomfort nailed down. You know, even when I'm talking about people, their eyes light up when I say, oh yeah, I've been doing this for sort of 7.5 weeks or 7 weeks or 6 weeks as it was last week. And they say, yeah, and I say, and I've lost 6 kilos. Right, man. And they go, ooh. And then you tell them what you had to do to lose those 6 kilos, and they're just not as interested. I think it's a reasonable trade-off. I mean, if I wasn't filming it, and I wasn't doing the editing, and I wasn't compiling it and setting it all up and doing stuff, then and I wasn't picky about where I run, I just like running along this canal, which means there's a mile walk, which means I don't have to do a warm-up. You know, I just walk out to where I like to run. So yeah, so this would probably be, you know, the runs would be the longest thing, but that's an hour. You know, and if you were going to strictly stick to it, that's, if you strictly stick to the army regime, that's, you know, a long walk, 2 hours of running, so 3 hours a week. And I think all the other fitness stuff is about 15 minutes. You know, so you could probably condense all of that, if you're running near where you lived, to probably about 2.5 hours a week. And that's the army's PT. That's less physical exercise than school children get, if you want to put it into context. You know, because we're into the basic training portion of the army fitness course. This is the stuff that they get you to do. So they're not asking a whole lot of you. It's just that if you keep it up and you work out a regimen, I mean, 1.5 miles will take me, let's call it 15 minutes. 3 miles is pretty much on the money for 5k. So if you're up to 5k's, you're going to do, it's going to take you anywhere between 20 minutes and half an hour. Twice a week. Going for a long constitutional walk once a week. That's still only 2 hours. You know, I mean, if you go to the gym, then there's a whole half an hour set-up run of getting changed and then getting changed back into your street clothes afterwards, getting a shower and stuff, and then an hour. So if you went to the gym twice a week, that'd still be another 3 hours. Easily. Probably more like 4. So they're not even, you know, even if you were just sort of going to the gym twice or 3 times a week, this training regimen isn't going to eat up as much time. You can do this in less time than, you know, people who work in offices go to the gym. I'm quite happy to do a 5k run twice a week and then go for a nice long explorer walk, you know, once a week. Suits me fine. So yeah, it's interesting. But most of it's just down to resistance. You know, the inability to get off the couch. Once you get off the couch, and you get off the couch every single day, or you get out of bed every single day, I mean, fair enough. Years. Yeah, so once you figure out... Oh dear. So once you figure out what sort of... that it's not going to take up a lot of time, and it's not an extreme amount of energy once you get started. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt destroyed by any of these runs. Fair enough, I'm not running with a drill instructor chasing me or hassling me, and I'm doing the exercises at my own pace. But really, it's not, you don't feel like absolutely wiped out if you do it. So it's a good shallow angle up to getting your stuff together. And a good, I think once you get to the end of it, we'll do some fitness tests, and maybe we'll start on some weight training, because there are plenty of people in the army that believe you should be able to deadlift twice your own weight. I guess that depends on how much you weigh. I think the 1.5 miles in 14 minutes or less is fair. That seems to be about right. So yeah, and maybe some self-defense type stuff. But you know, even if you're giving up a couple of hours a week to martial arts, and you're running a couple of times a week, you do a bit of press-ups and sit-ups a couple of times a week, you know, that's hardly going to kill you. And I think it will definitely, all that sort of cardio and strength workout type stuff, you know, is only going to stand you in good stead and make you healthier, so you'll get to live longer. I don't really see it, and you'll, you know, definitely be more svelte. And like it or not, you know, the appearance of fitness is going to make you more attractive, and is therefore going to make people treat you better. You know, I'd like to say that it doesn't, but it's not. It would be a lie. You know, we're not talking about me. You know, I'm more interested in, you know, how somebody thinks than what they look like. But we're talking about the vast majority of people and all the snap judgments and the thousands of snap judgments that they make in any given day. And we have to do that because we can't get to know every single person we clap eyes on, you know, and that's what that's what our 100,000-year-old brain is trying to tell us to do. We make a thumbnail sketch of all the people we see and move on, especially if you live in a city. But yeah, you know, looking fitter, being more communicative and friendly, it's an advantage. It gives you an edge, even if you were going to be a sociopath about it. You know, being friendly, looking nice, you know, it changes how people are going to be around you. So yes. It's all about what you want to achieve. And also that whole getting up early in the morning thing just makes you more productive for the things you want to do anyway. And certainly being fitter gives you more energy. You know, I've definitely got more energy by the end of the day because I've upped, you know, just running regularly, doing gym stuff just increases your metabolism. You know, and I could certainly do with the weight loss. So yeah, you just got to overcome that resistance, and the way you overcome the resistance, unfortunately, is build a habit. Yeah, well, fair enough. I didn't wake up at an optimum time today at all. I woke up at 5 a.m. and then fell back to sleep again and woke up at about 9. So it's now 10:15, but you know, that's what my job provides for. So tomorrow morning, I think what I'll do is I'll put the alarm clock at 7:15 just outside my bedroom door. See how that goes. I've been promising to do it for a while now. Oh, my feet are soaked. It is raining. Looking through this big field. I am soaked. Squelchy trainers. So yeah, So I've got some fitness stuff to do. I'll probably do that tomorrow on its proper day. Yeah, so week 8, day 4. So yeah, probably a wander in more sensible gear tomorrow. It would be nice if it wasn't chucking it down with rain. But hey ho, what are you gonna do? And then Saturday for a little bit of a wander, and Sunday for let's see if we can do a 1.5 mile run, and then we're on week 9. So yeah, hope you're enjoying it. I'll keep it up, and after this video there'll be some more Harlequin video after his interval training run. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. 10 minutes cross country in the rain for just under a mile. So yeah, I'm okay with that. That's much better than I used to do, like 10:30 a mile, rather than how I started out as 12.5 minutes a mile. So it's not been that many weeks for that kind of improvement. It's just getting used to it. Oh god, I can see myself falling over. Get ready for some entertainment. Whoa, there you go. This is bad. So yeah, I'm even wetter now. Joy. So I think we'll call it a day about here. So yeah, thanks for watching, and do take care.
Excuse the fog. Where's the camera there? Excuse the fog. A bit warm. That was Wednesday. It's Thursday, but it's day 3. It's weird. It's the run, recover. Again for 10 minutes. Pepper, wrong way. Yeah, certainly easy to push stuff on, and certainly can see improvements even from last week in it. Very slippy underfoot, driving me insane. It's just bloody mud and puddles everywhere, and the path is not exactly smooth sailing, to say the least. What happened? Nothing exciting happened. I went for a walk in the interim, and I woke up, my phone wasn't recording video very well. Prior planning for its piss poor performance, as the saying goes. So hopefully piss poor performance will not be repeated. The 5 Ps. Yeah. Saw a kookaburra this morning. It was exciting. I reckon that deer's still hanging around in here somewhere. Though I don't exactly know where, but I think it is. I think I heard it before. It's a beautiful day. It's grey up there, and it's like vividly blue over there. And since it's rained for the last 2 days straight, the vivid blue is a nice colour. Yeah, so I actually got up early this morning, early for me that is. Was awake at 6, didn't get to bed till 6:30, but I was awake at 6, trying to work out what time it was without turning my phone on. So yeah, that was interesting. That's obviously paying off. Didn't have a late night last night. Went for a walk and did stuff, but didn't work, which I think helped in terms of getting restful sleep. It's always the kicker of night shift, or evening shift, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what to tell you. We're off on a, looks like we're off on a 2 marathons in 2 days with Wild Camping Adventure very, very soon. Well, I know it'll roll around soon. It isn't very soon now. It's about 2-3 months away now. But yeah, sounds like a bit of an epic adventure. I was trying to work out yesterday where I could walk to from here. I think I can loop up. I'm pretty sure I can get up to the back of Warragee on the fire trail, which leads into the back of Woolshed, and then go out to, or then go from Woolshed up to Beechworth via the gorge. It's called a gorge for a reason. Then go down around to Stanley, and then come back in over there and come back down here over that big hill by one of the mountain roads. Good thing is it's all paved as such, but it's all backwards tracks. It's all fire trails and stuff, so there's no one up there apart from the occasional motorbike rider. So that sounds interesting. I think I've got it nearly planned out. I might have to do some loops in there somehow to get the right distance. But yeah, so there you go. Looking forward to that, kind of. Ooh, slippy. I'm going to get off this hillside in the wet and the mud in my now attractionless running shoes, and I'll see you all later. Have a good day and go for a run or something like that.